watching Kel67 Gaming, and if you watch this video on the date that it drops, then you may or may not be aware that today marks 15 years since the release of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know where the time's gone. Well, apart from the countless hours that I've spent on PS2, Xbox and Xbox 360 playing this game over and over again. San Andreas was the third and final game made with the groundbreaking GTA 3 3D engine, and was the most ambitious GTA Rockstar had ever attempted. Even today, it is the longest story with the most missions of any Grand Theft Auto game. Now, I can't remember why, but I never played GTA 3 or Vice City on release, meaning that San Andreas was my first introduction to a fully 3D Grand Theft Auto. Now, that was both a blessing and, of course, a curse. To come at this game straight from GTA 2 was completely mind-blown, and undoubtedly gave me the affection for the game that I've carried to this day. But it did also kind of spoil GTA 3 and Vice City for me. The other thing that made San Andreas special for me personally was the setting. Now, if I remember correctly, the game is set in 1992. A lot of my favourite memories are from the early to mid-90s. That was the time that I was going through my teenage years. So the sounds coming from the in-car radio stations, they are very familiar and take me back to a time where I really did live life to the full. Hearing Chuck D introduce Eric B and Rakim, and of course Public Enemy's Rebel Without a Pause, was only bettered by a soundtrack of Danzig, Living Colour, Rage Against the Machine, Soundgarden, Guns N' Roses on Radio X. Anyone who's watched the films like Boys in the Hood or Menace to Society will also feel immediately at home in this game. Other films are alluded to in the game, in particular Peter Fonda voices a character which parodies his own role in Easy Rider, and in another wonderful piece of casting, we have Officer Pulaski is voiced by Chris Penn. The character is based on Officer Pac-Man McGavin from the film Colours, and in that film the role is played by Chris Penn's brother Sean. The list of voice actors in the game itself, it reads like a Hollywood blockbuster. You've got Samuel L. Jackson, James Woods, Ice-T joining Fonda and Penn. And for us Brits, Rockstar gave us Danny Dyer and Sean Ryder. The big innovation in San Andreas was the map. Instead of a city, Rockstar gave us a state to use as a playground, including 3 cities. Los Santos, of course, based on LA, San Fierro based on San Francisco, and Las Venturas based on Vegas. The joy of the state being unlocked bit by bit is to me still unparalleled in any other game. I would have been happy with the whole game being held in Los Santos, and would have back all the hours that I spent looking for Bigfoot. The different feel of the 3 cities in the country in between made this feel like you're playing several different games at the same time. One of the problems Rockstar is always going to have is making the protagonist of a Grand Theft Auto game likeable due to the things that they're going to have to do with it throughout the game. This is particularly true when the plot revolves around gang violence and drug dealing. But with CJ, they gave him corrupt police officers as antagonists and a backstory of having left this world behind only to return following the death of his mother. And as another character in movies once famously said, "Just when I thought I was out, they pull me back in." Although, to be honest, when playing this for the first time, the game was about free roaming, and the story progression for me was only done to unlock new areas of the map and new customization options and vehicles that brought. But subsequently I've played the game through with the story as the central focus, and it draws you in like the movies of the time, which it reflects in parodies. The supporting cast are also very well fleshed out, from the police officers who harass you to the other Grove Streeters who I feel I could have befriended in real life. The game embodied tribalism. I would associate it with that kind of feeling that you get with following your football team. That us versus the world attitude, whether that be outmanoeuvring the police or getting a victory over a rival gang on the streets. It's a strange thing, but I really did feel like I belonged in Grove Street. Now, it would be remiss of me not to mention the hot coffee mod, which unlocked a hidden piece of code which included an interactive sex minigame. Because I'm a console player, I never actually played with the mod myself, but I do remember the furore that it caused Rockstar, and they of course had to remove the offending code completely to get their age rating back down to mature from adults only. Nowadays we've got GTA 5, which is it's a return to the scene of the crime location wise. Yet despite my love of San Andreas, I haven't actually played it. Although lack of gaming time at this stage in my life plays a huge part in that, there's also a part of me that doesn't really want to go back to a San Andreas that isn't mine, if that makes any sense. But every time I've seen it in a game shop, I've been more and more tempted to buy it, and maybe it is time that I saw San Andreas in a higher resolution for a new generation. San Andreas has sold in excess of 25 million copies and won numerous awards for Best Game of the Year, which will be its lasting legacy. But to me, it was the doorway to a world that I didn't think was possible. Today, when open world games are commonplace, it can be difficult to imagine a time when this was not the case. Yet the size and the scope of San Andreas is comparable to anything we have now, apart from the textures of course. And the graphics will be enough to dissuade modern gamers too young to play the game on release from going back and playing it now. But I would urge anyone who hasn't already played this game to give it a try. The Xbox 360 version is worth a mention in this regard, as the textures are a little better in that version. But don't take my word for it. In his review for the game on oneup.com, John Davidson wrote, and I'm quoting here, "San Andreas is shocking. Not necessarily because of its typically contentious subject matter, though there's plenty of it to rub those of a conservative disposition the wrong way, but because of the sheer scale of the experience. Is it really the best game ever made? Quite possibly, yes. And I don't think I could have said that better myself." But that is it for this time. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Drop a like on the video if you've liked it. Drop a dislike on the video if you've disliked it. If you want to share this video anywhere or with anyone, please feel free to do so. I'd appreciate that greatly. And as always, the most important thing that you can do for me between now and the next time that I see you, which hopefully won't be very long, is to simply keep gaming.